Welcome to the Canary in the Cage podcast. I'm Ron Morgan, and this is my co-host,
Dave Havlicek.
All right, so we're here to entertain you, educate you, and hopefully make you laugh. Dave, you got some announcements.
Yes. First one is get those RSVPs in for the barbecue.
Yep.
September 21st. It's less than 2 months away. So we're going to have to cut it off maybe 2 weeks in advance so that we can get all the, everyone's gifts and stuff sorted out. So,
I'm getting a gift?
Well, everyone's bringing something.
Oh, I thought I got a special gift coming to me.
No, yeah, so get those RSVPs in. Number two, you may have noticed that there was no show last week. We had a fucking great show that we went through the whole thing, and then we realized we didn't hit the record button.
Well, technically, we had a show.
Well, it was only you and me saw it.
It was just for you and me, though.
But I posted on Twitter, because we fucked up, we're going to give away 0.02 Monero to the first person that replies to the tweet. And so a guy replied like 4 days ago, and Twitter didn't notify me, but I made sure to check it because I want to, keep up on that. So Mr. James Yates, I did DM you and we had a little back and forth, but you haven't posted your Monero address yet, so get back to us with your address and we'll send that Monero over. Last announcement, there's a guy on Twitter, he goes by Fiat Demise.
Okay.
So like fiat currency, demise.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Demise of fiat. Okay, so he came up with a website called, so you know what YouTube super chats are?
No.
Okay, so like when a streamer is on YouTube, they can interact with their viewers with super chats. So what a super chat is, they donate, and then the chat like will fly up on the screen for the streamer, and then they can say, oh, the person donated $50, and they ask a question, and then you can answer the question.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this guy does this with Monero. So he came up with XMR Chat. So the website is xmrchat.com, and I believe we're one of the first people to sign up to him. So it's xmrchat.com/canary, and if you go there, you can donate to us with Monero. So you can do it privately. You don't have to tell us your name or anything. You can fill out a fake name, when you donate.
When you use a fake name, though, you got to buy those little finger things with the fake fingerprints on them, so we can never find out who you are.
So what we're going to do is every donation that comes in, we're going to give it back to the community through our giveaways. So we're not going to keep it. So like if you donate 2 Monero, which is like $300-400, it's going to go right back out to the listeners.
Okay.
So now in addition to the 0.01 we give away, we're also going to do whatever is in the donation queue for that week.
Okay.
And then I also, so I know we've been skipping out on some of those giveaways because it's hard to come up with good challenges, right?
It's hard to be fresh every week.
Yeah. So what I thought was, whenever we have a good challenge, we'll use that. But if we don't have one, we'll just come up with a secret word, and then whoever goes into our chat room and says the secret word, they get the Monero for that week.
There you go. Makes it easy on us.
So make sure you listen to the whole show because somewhere there's going to be a secret word.
Now, will we announce it's a secret word? Or
We'll announce.
Oh, I thought we have a sentence and the word doesn't make sense.
No. So
and they got to figure that out.
It'll be like the Pee Wee Herman show.
Okay.
Where they had the secret word of the day. Yeah.
I thought maybe we could set up decoder rings, and then you could figure it out through the decoder ring.
No, but that's our announcements for today.
Okay. So I know you like to do some betting, and you do online betting. You at least track stuff online, right? You do president stuff.
I watch it. I keep up to date on it.
Okay. Yeah. Because the IRS might be listening. He doesn't bet at all.
No, I don't.
And if he does, he loses. So it doesn't matter.
Right.
So there's a bet. I'm sure it doesn't exist, but I want to know because I have an inside source that might make this a good bet.
Yeah.
So airplanes that have to make emergency landings because of disrupted passengers that disrupt the flight.
Okay.
Is that possibly a bet anywhere?
No.
Is there a way we can create that?
That would be very illegal to do that.
Oh, because someone could influence it.
Yeah. So that's actually that's what Deadpool is essentially. If you ever heard the phrase Deadpool, the superhero.
The game of people dying.
Yeah. So like Deadpool is you bet on the date a celebrity will die.
Yeah.
And those are illegal for the same reason.
Oh, because
like I can bet a big number and then go kill them, right?
Yeah, find a kid like 10 years old that's an actor, get 90 points.
Yeah, so don't engage in those kind of.
Well, no, I just have a feeling they're going to rise exponentially over the next year or two.
Okay.
Very largely. Sorry, I used a big word there. Was it a proper word? Did I make up a word?
No. Well, that just reminded me that our president, whenever he says that word, he says exponentially.
Okay.
And it just grates my nerves. Okay.
So I won't use that word anymore. because I thought I triggered you there for a second.
No.
So Joe Rogan did he released a stand-up act, and he did something I don't think's ever been done before. He filmed it live on Netflix.
Okay.
And then went to recording after that.
Yeah, I did. I saw a post about that. I didn't watch it or anything.
Yeah, well, I did because I'm a huge fan of stand-up comedy, and actually Joe Rogan, he's actually pretty good. I mean, he's not the best out there, but I do dig his comedy. Okay. So he had he had made a comment when he flies, he takes edibles.
Okay.
And it helps him get through the flight. And he goes, if you want to find the basement of your brain, take 200 milligrams of edibles before you get on a plane.
Oh, God.
He goes, you will find the basement of your brain. And I'm just thinking, holy shit. I mean, 200 edibles, I know you don't do that. You don't partake.
No.
Each little square, like each little gummy is like 10 milligrams.
Yeah.
And I can do like 2 or 3. And if I do 3, I'm usually waking up kind of high.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they last for a while. I don't know what the fuck 200 milligrams would do to somebody.
Yeah, that could cause some brain damage, I think.
And you're on the airplane, and then you realize you're in a flying tube. Oh, there's going to be some freakouts. Now, in his defense, towards the end of the set, he goes, I did say 2 things that I'm probably definitely wrong on.
Yeah.
He goes, one of them, don't take 200 milligrams of edibles before you get on the plane. Yeah, but the thing is, people aren't listening. So they only hear the 200 milligrams. They're like, oh, I can do that. Only Joey Diaz can get away with that. Joey Diaz. If you ever meet him, and you never will, but whatever, he will dose you. He'll offer you candy, and you won't know that's an edible. But you know he does it. So he's not really secretly doing it. Because if you're the dumbass that takes candy from him, you just got dosed.
Well, that's what happened in the Libertarian Convention. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Well, he took it willingly, though, I thought.
Yeah, but he thought it was like a low dosage thing, and it turned out to be 100 milligrams or something.
So...
Yeah, same thing.
So I'm going to go ahead and say the second thing that he said, and then I'm going to go back and tell that story. So he said, don't take 200 milligrams of weed, and Michelle Obama does not have a dick.
Well, how does he know? Has he seen?
Well, no, because early on in the set, he had made a joke about, what was it? It was about, I think, the COVID vaccine, how they handle COVID, something like that. And he goes, ever since I found out how much they lied to us, I don't believe in the moon landing. I think Michelle Obama's got a dick. And he made a few other things. And I'm like, holy shit. Because, Joan Rivers was killed for that, by the way. You know that, right?
What?
Oh, shit. You don't know this?
No.
She died.
I didn't even remember she died. When did she die?
Yeah, she died a couple years ago.
Okay.
It was...
So I can't get my Deadpool money for that?
No, she was pretty old anyway. It only been a few points. Yeah, good callback though. I should kind of end up, yeah. But she had went to do plastic surgery, a very simple outpatient procedure, and died on the table. Huh. It's the interview she did 2 weeks prior to that. Or no,
yeah, I know she talked about that. Yeah,
Obama
I remember
being
seeing
gay,
that.
Michelle Obama being a man.
Yeah.
And she really dug down into it.
Yeah.
And then she ended up dead. Huh. Kind of like, it makes you wonder what the naked swimmer did in Obama's pond. Actually, that had to be a love spat between him and Barack. Barack showed up the next day with a black eye.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem that tough of a guy. Like, he seems kind of like a pussy.
Well, no, he's got Secret Service. I mean, we already know Secret Service are choking. You got to protect the ex-president.
I don't know.
Even from a naked cook. Speaking of Secret Service, so this is a kind of a convoluted story as well. J.D. Vance.
Okay.
Ended up at the same tarmac as
I saw that.
He did the baller move, and him and the Secret Service started walking over, and they said no, you can't. She doesn't want to see you.
Yeah,
but I will tell you though that is the baller move because then he turns around, plane at his back, and does an interview, and it's like, well, it's gonna be my plane in a few months anyway, hopefully.
Yeah.
But that's funny and it's a cool move. But it's who was sitting next to him?
I don't know.
The dumb bitch that doesn't know how to put her gun back in her holster.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, my God.
I'm looking, I go, how is she not fired? Why does she still have a job?
She's been demoted.
To what?
To now the
vice president?
Vice president protector,
Yeah, the vice president elect. No, not elect.
No, not elect. Just the
vice president
candidate.
Wannabe.
Yeah.
Because she was on the president wannabe list.
Yeah.
That's only like one step down, though, right?
There's only so many people that the Secret Service needs to protect.
Oh, no. There's going to be a huge shortage in Secret Service over the next few months.
Why?
So...
You think they're going to kill everyone and then...
No, so apparently, this came from Dan Bongino. He was in the Secret Service.
Yeah.
And he goes, once a president is in his last months of office, whether it be one term and he's not running, or 2 terms and he can't run, or 1 term and he's got dementia so bad they actually wrote the letter to make him quit. The surprise retirement letter.
Yeah.
Apparently, at that point, presidents typically go on world tours.
Okay.
So they want to tour the world and see certain other world leaders and get gifts from them. And it's standard. I mean, it's kind of gross and kind of disgusting that we're going to waste all that money for that, but they all do it. But so Secret Service have to be detailed out to protect the current president. Yeah. So more have to go ahead of time. Huh. So they're going to have issues with Secret Service, and it takes 2 years of training to get somebody on the president's detail. And apparently,
I mean, what are they training them with? Like,
not how to put a gun back in a holster.
Not how to put a gun in a holster. Not how to scan the nearest building.
not how to see a guy run across the road with a rifle.
What are they training them for 2 years? Yeah. Is it all DEI shit?
Maybe it should be 3 years of training. 1 full year on.
Good Lord.
Shoot that fucker. So I just thought that was interesting because now they've got obviously J.D. Vance. I'm not sure his wife's got protection. Trump's got and the guy from Minnesota. Holy shit!
Yeah,
he gets protection too. Unfortunately,
Tim Walz.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even. I guess let's just start from the start with this guy.
I was talking to my friends, and they were like, "Oh, well, they didn't pick Josh Shapiro because he's a Jew." And I'm like, so they went with the DUI, stolen valor. Like, they don't have more than 2 people to pick. Like, where's your pool of candidates?
Well, Kelly
Democrats?
from Arizona was on that list too, but according to some people that live in Arizona, that dude's got some dirty secrets coming.
How is it like? You can't tell me there's not one person that they could call upon that doesn't have something like this. There's got to be somebody.
So Shapiro, they're saying, first of all, she's stupid for not picking Shapiro.
Okay.
For a couple reasons. One,
I didn't follow either of them very much.
He's a well-liked governor, and he's a moderate.
Okay.
Or more moderate than the shithead they got now.
Yeah.
But, okay, he is a Jew, so that was a problem. But someone also said Kamala Harris did not want him because he would outshine her. And I'm pretty sure that's pretty common. Wouldn't
that be anybody though? I mean, it's hard not to do that.
So here's the thing that's really bothering me, and I can't find my conspiracy yet in this. And I'm looking. I am looking. I will make some statements that somebody's not going to like. Maybe 2 of you, but I can't find it. It's almost like they don't want to win.
I see, like this is why I tell you that there is no plan. It's all just like random bullshit with a bunch of morons, and like they got nothing.
Okay, so
they had nothing but money, but donors.
I've been posting videos on the Canary and Cage podcast X account.
Yeah.
One video, she was running for office, so she goes, "I will give Congress my first 100 days to ban guns. If they don't do it, I'll do it by executive order."
Yeah. Okay. Well,
now,
you can't. Good luck. Like, come to my door, bitch.
But well. So there was some talk they would need the UN Army to do that.
Okay, go ahead.
I did not bring that up. I did not make that up. That was said.
Fine, bring it. I don't care. Go ahead. You don't know where my door is?
Yeah.
Break the door.
I lost the safe, but unfortunately I've got a Liberty Gun safe. They've already got the combination to it. I hope you're bankrupt already, Liberty Gun safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't find this angle because just the other day she was giving a speech. And she literally said, to get this accomplished, we need this, that, population, what word she used? Basically, drop the population. And she didn't stop and pause on that. She just kind of skirted right over that. And I'm like, she's going to kill people. You can't say that shit as president. I mean, I know she's a liar.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're going to win anyway.
The cheating.
See, that's the thing. That's why they don't have to be competent. They don't have to have a plan because they have this cheating apparatus.
Yeah, but
and actually, so if we consider it a uniparty, right, Republicans and Democrats,
in Congress they are
now. Like, you don't even need to cheat, right? Because you have this unfair advantage as these 2 major parties, which we talked about this a little bit on the show that never went out. In the original system, your ballot was a blank piece of paper,
right?
And you wrote down the person you wanted to vote for. So with this whole party thing, they now have pre-printed ballots with names already on them, and you just put an X. Now, like, those 2 parties can decide that they're the only ones allowed on the ballot.
Right.
And that's a massively unfair advantage.
That's true.
And like, you got a lot of these Democrats, or moderate Democrats, let's say, saying, oh, the Democrat Party is going against democracy because the primary voters didn't vote for Kamala, and they're shoving her down our throats,
right.
and that's anti-democratic. Well, guess what? The Democrat Party is a private corporation, just like the Republican Party, just like the Libertarian Party. All these political parties are private corporations. They can do whatever the fuck they want as long as it's in their bylaws, and nobody that's an actual member sues them for violating the bylaws. And like, why are you surprised that they're allowed to do this? Right? So stop voting along party lines. Stop thinking the party is who gives you the candidate. Right? We need to go back to the original where you get a blank piece of paper and you write who you want to vote for. And if you don't know, too fucking bad.
Write your own name in.
Write your own name in. Yeah. What's the difference?
I'll write my dog's name in. He'll do a better job.
It's just this whole uniparty shit. That's why they don't need a plan. They have it all locked up. It's all like...
Oh, they got a plan. I mean, the illegal immigrants, giving them IDs.
That's not a plan.
Giving them voter rights.
There's no plan there.
That's a plan.
There's no plan. They don't need any of that. They have it all locked up. They all have it locked up already. It doesn't matter.
Oh, man. This is going to be a tough year. A tough year ends. Because there was... I wasn't going to talk about this, so I didn't get any information on it, but it was an East Coast senator being interviewed. And if I need to, I'll cite my source. He was like, well, if Trump does win, he goes, we're not going to let him take office.
Right.
You heard this?
I didn't hear this, but I know that's the reality.
I mean, but they're going to stop him physically by going to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And making the Supreme Court rule him invalid after he won the election, after the We Are the People voted him in.
Yeah. I mean, on what grounds?
He would say because of the insurrection.
Well, he wasn't convicted of any insurrection.
He's never been charged with insurrection.
Nobody has.
But, I mean... Weirder shit has happened.
Whatever. I mean, you guys want a war, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of war, WW3?
Seems like it. Well, okay, so where are you referring to? Because
it's now it's multiple ones.
Yeah. Now, I know Iran was talking a lot of shit, but now the funny thing about Iran, if they really wanted to destroy Israel, they would just go do it.
I don't think they can.
No, well, one, they probably can't. But two...
They make an attempt at least, okay.
Yeah, all this bluster is just talk to, try and make deals, and because they don't want to do this.
Yeah, I think they're beating the war drum. I do. Because I'm usually more on the conspiracy side. I think this one is just... I don't know, though, because I do believe that the Democrats will start a war before...
Oh, of course they will.
Before the election.
Maybe.
Well, they need some kind of distraction to distract the lady that can't answer a question. And wants to ban guns, so what's the best way to ban guns? Use guns, apparently. I don't know. But now you've got Ukraine soldiers crossing over to Russia and taking hostages or prisoners of war or whatever. Putin's going to fucking put a boot on their head and just crush it. I mean, they can't.
Probably, yeah. They're not going to last. Yeah, they're not going to last.
But and the UN's building up troops in Poland. But Poland, they don't have much of a navy.
Oh, they don't have really... Well, they have one city on the sea.
Well, no, because they put screen doors on their submarines. Sorry,
that's right.
My wife's Polish, I can say that. That's an old joke from the 70s. But yeah, no, shit, I don't even know what to do. Because, I mean, even Trump said it's going to start this week.
Wow. Well, I don't know. Did you hear Kamala Harris talking about computing?
No.
So she was talking about cloud computing. Okay. And we kind of go over similar stuff on the show here. And she was saying that, you don't store files in physical places anymore. It's up in the cloud.
And she pointed to the clouds up in the sky.
And she said the word up.
Yeah, that's good enough. She's a dumbass.
And I'm like... No, it's always the cloud is just physical computers somewhere else.
Right.
It's not up in the sky. There's no magical.
Oh, bless her heart.
And it reminded me of, I think it was in the early 2000s, Senator from Alaska Ted Stevens.
Okay.
Who said that the internet was like a series of tubes. Do you remember that one?
Like in the bank when you put your deposit slip in the tube and it shoots it.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But now the thing is that. He was mostly right. And he's like this 80-year-old old white guy, never touched a computer in his life.
So the wires run in conduit, and conduit's somewhat of a tube.
It behaves like a tube because a packet of data flows through the wire, right? Like a tube. Like
the casing of the wire is the tube.
Yeah. So like he wasn't wrong, but he got a lot of shit from Democrats who were always the young, hip tech party.
Yeah.
But like people in the tech world were like, well, no, he's actually kind of right. Like he doesn't. I mean, obviously he doesn't know what he's talking about, but the analogy is not bad. But like the Kamala Harris files up in the cloud. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
She's not.
There's
smart.
no files up here. It's just air.
She's not smart.
No, of course not.
Did you hear Trump's speech today or press conference?
No.
He said she ain't smart. He's like, Hillary Clinton's smarter than she was.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously.
And Hillary Clinton wasn't even that smart. And then he talked about Wiener, I don't know, Tampon Tim.
What?
Oh, do you know how that got about? So Dan Bongino was doing a show, and he's like, Cat Turd, are you out there? You got to do a meme on this. You got to figure something out. And a couple hours later, Tampon Tim came out, and Cat Turd did it. And because, I mean, you know why they're calling him that.
Well, didn't he like put the? He's the governor of Minnesota, right? Mm-hmm. And they put the tampons in the boys' rooms. And,
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the cost of that to the taxpayers? One, I mean, schools. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. I'd have to look at the number of schools.
But I am confused because I was a boy.
Yeah.
And I am a man.
Yeah.
I've never needed a tampon. Did something change? Like, should they put in the meat or the milk?
If there were tampons in my bathroom, I would have flushed them down the toilet.
So, not sure how.
Don't do that.
Well, I'm sure the statute of limitations is up on this. But, so I played football in high school, and the busy football team goes to the women's locker room.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we are, high school, 14, 15 years old? No, you know what? Sorry, basketball. I played both. Okay. And, well, it's important on basketball because somebody who knows will call me out on my next segment. So it was basketball. The tampon machine wasn't locked.
Yeah.
So we took a whole bunch of them out, took the tampon, it was the pads, not the tube.
Okay.
And then we sprayed stickum on them and put them back in the box.
God.
And put them back in. Now, we were dumb boys, and I'm sure the stickum dried before the girls got to them.
Wow.
But, yeah.
Yeast infection, anyone?
What do you want? You put boys in the female locker room, there's no girls to look at?
That's what I'm saying. If you had tampons in my bathroom, I'd flush them down the toilet.
I'm sure if the cheerleader was changing clothes in there, we would have focused our efforts on them.
Of course.
And left the tampons alone.
Like Porky's.
I love that. She keeps on the penis. Can we just call it a tallywhacker? It had a mold. I can identify it. I want a penis lineup. Ball Breaker was great. That was a great movie.
Oh, man.
So for all you people out there who are younger than like 40, check out Porky's.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of that, so the WTF and the LOL, that's pretty much invented by the millennial, like your generation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you guys didn't invent that. We did, by the way.
What?
I was going to bring this up under the Joe Rogan thing, but then I kind of got sidetracked. You ever heard of FUBAR?
Yeah.
See, we make ours an acronym, right? We use a letter.
Yeah, fucked up beyond all recognition.
No, but it's called, like, when we did that, we made it a word.
Yeah.
You guys were just like, LOL.
Well, because you type it.
WTF.
Because it's on the screen. You type it.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying WTF.
Good comeback. I didn't think about that.
It's because, like, I type out what the fuck, or I can type WTF.
Yeah, well, you should still make it sound like a word, because that's what we did, and we were cooler. I think it's the only one we came up with. You know what that's from?
FUBAR?
Yeah.
Well, they actually said that in World War II.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's before you.
Oh, shit, the boomers. No, even older than the boomers.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. No, I first heard it.
Or it could even be before that. It might even, but I know it was used in World War II.
Interesting. Because I heard it in Tango and Cash. Okay. That was the Kurt Russell,
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it, I thought an extras came up with that. I was going to brag and be all cool.
Now, when's the last time you saw that movie?
10 years.
Okay, so there's I watched it maybe a month ago.
No shit.
Yeah, and there's a guy in that movie with a giant fucked up jaw. Do you remember? He was one of the bad guys.
Was he really tall and big?
He's a big guy. Yeah.
Was it Ron Perlman?
No, like his
that's
jaw.
An ugly motherfucker.
No, I'll pull up the and I'll put it on the video for you guys. But
oh, by the way, fuck Ron Perlman.
His name was Robert Zadar. He died a couple years back. But he has this. Look at this.
Oh, damn.
So he was in a bunch of movies, and that was the Tango and Cash.
I recognize him.
Yeah. And I was watching the movie, and I'm like, who the fuck is this fucking guy? Like, that's got to be makeup. That can't be real, right? So I look him up, and he's from Chicago.
Really?
He went to Proviso West.
Okay.
Which was Riverside, I want to say. West suburbs.
I thought it was... Okay. You might know more than I do.
My mom went to Proviso East.
Okay.
So, I wonder if he knew... my family knew this guy. Now, he's a little bit younger than my mom, but he's about the same age as one of my uncles.
Oh.
So, I wonder,
sex?
No, I doubt it.
Okay. I mean,
But how cool would that be?
Thank you, the guy.
Just the connections there, Tango and Cash. Oh, this fucking fucked up jaw guy.
Oh, that is kind of fun. Yeah, there's a lot of actors and actors that went through Chicago school system.
Oh, yeah.
So
one went to St. Lawrence, where I went for 2 years.
St. Lawrence.
Kevin O'Connor, you know who that is?
Oh, yeah, that's the Irish dude. He's an Irish guy, right?
Obviously.
Doesn't he play, he was in a sitcom as a detective or something in Boston?
I don't think
he was on Las Vegas, the TV show?
I don't think so.
Show me a picture of him.
Yeah, let's pull him up, and I'll put him on the page too.
Oh no, that's
not him.
Oh.
In fact, who the fuck is this guy?
Look at that forehead.
This guy.
Really?
Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff in the 90s, late 80s.
What the fuck's going on in Chicago?
I don't know.
One guy's got a big old chin, and this guy's got a forehead that you could advertise shit on. Holy shit, that's a
He
forehead.
was in Peggy Sue Got Married.
Okay.
He was in he was never a A-lister. He was but yeah, there's a lot of people around Chicago.
I wonder if maybe the theater scene had something to do with that, because there was a great theater scene.
That's true. And we had Second City.
Yeah.
All those people.
So one of the guys who comes to our libertarian meetup, he's the clown. And,
Eric.
Yeah, okay. Oh, the professional clown.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like, yeah, I was in Chicago. I went to Second City. I'm like, really? When did you go? Because I went in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
B went in the 90s, so we didn't know each other.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, no, I went to Second. I didn't do it. I'll never do improv, dude. That is.
We're doing it right now.
Well,
man.
no, but I mean, because the improv is it's the whole yes and.
Yeah. Okay.
So if I say something, you have to yes and me, and that's how you move the story along.
Yeah.
But then the dumbass is nervous or can't do it, fucking shuts it down.
Right.
Like, hey, do you like the clouds? No, I don't like clouds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See you next week.
Do you like dirt? I mean, where we're going here. But I could never do the improv, but I actually did it more for being a better public speaker.
Okay, yeah.
And be able to, because I wasn't even doing stand-up back then. I mean, I only did stand-up for like 5 years. There was only open mics, not a comic. No one's going to pay me to tell jokes. But yet you guys are listening.
And they might start paying us Monero.
Yeah.
But we're going to give it right back.
Yeah, we don't want to make any money off of this because we've already turned down.
Well, we'd have to pay taxes,
right? So we've just so everyone knows we've turned down the Rumble money. We just felt that it wasn't
all 30 cents.
I thought it was like $30,000.
Oh yeah,
30 cents.
Decibels in the wrong place. I messed up.
Yeah, apparently we made a little bit of money on Rumble. Oh Jesus! So let's go ahead and discuss that stolen valor thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you hear his speech?
No. I don't really give a shit that much.
Well, I know. I mean, I wasn't in the military. My dad, and every generation before me was. I could have never made it in the military.
I actually was thinking about joining, and it was like 2000.
Oh, okay.
So good thing I changed my mind.
Good call.
Yeah.
Nothing could happen.
No.
But that's my whole thing. I mean, I came of age in '88.
Okay.
So like in '89, I was like, oh fuck, I can go join the military.
Yeah.
It's not like anything's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had a worse in Vietnam. My entire life we had some tough weekends.
Yeah.
We went to Grenada and pumped in some loud music. I'm like, I can get to a rock concert. That'd be cool.
I think they fired shots in Grenada though.
Oh, I mean,
they made a movie about it.
Yeah, Heartbreak Ridge.
Heartbreak Ridge, yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies, by the way.
That's a good one.
What did he say? Don't look at. Oh, you just come over here with a just pump the neighbor's dog look on your face. Clint Eastwood was amazing in that.
Yeah.
But no, it's just like, I mean, because I'm a really funny guy. To me, not so much to other people. Yeah. But I also get a nervous laugh.
Yeah.
And if I had a drill sergeant like yelling at me,
oh God,
I'm gonna laugh because you're stupid.
Yeah.
So it was probably best advised that I do not go in the military. But it is a regret. And now looking back, I'm like, maybe I should have.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm fucking glad. I was thinking of doing ROTC, which is like the officer thing for college students. But even then, like, fuck that. Like, I met a lot of those guys in college. They were fucking retards, man.
But what's funny
legit retards.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You only needed a 2.5 GPA to maintain, And like half of them couldn't do it.
So after that, did he go with the Secret Service?
Probably.
No, so I chose not to go, and that's 88, 89. And then at this point, I didn't know this guy, but he went in the early 90s.
Okay.
And he did his 3 or 4 years. I met him after he got out. We had a similar job. And I didn't really like him much anyway, but I'm like, yeah, you know, we talked and whatever. Well, back, it's like in 2002, I run into him again because I'm interviewing for his job.
Yeah.
And he had to go to the military because he got called in for duty.
Okay.
So my job was to do his job until he comes back. And I was glad to do it. I'm like, yeah, I don't mind. I switched jobs a lot anyway, and it was good money. And oh man. So this guy went to the military, did his 3 or 4 years, probably 4 years, and then did the reserves. And something in 2001 in September happened.
Yeah.
That got him called into duty.
Oh God.
He was trying so hard to get out. He ended up like making a medical illness to get out. Like, he and I'm just like, fuck you, you pussy. You sit there. You had your wife pregnant.
Yeah.
You had kids all sucking on the government's tit.
Yeah.
And then now the government wants its money back, and you're gonna fake injuries. It's like that movie with Pauly Shore, and maybe it might have been Andy Dick.
In the Army now?
Yeah, where they were kissing in front of the drill sergeant, in front of the recruiter.
When you couldn't be gay at the time.
We don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But no, that kind of pissed me off. It's like...
Well, so now it's one thing to bitch out and then admit it. But, like...
No.
The Tim Walz is apparently lying about it.
So what he said was he was very tricky about it, and if you weren't listening to every word,
well,
you wouldn't have caught it.
Okay.
So what he said is, why would I, not word for word, but basically it was, American citizens should not have guns that we used in war.
Why?
Yeah, I want my fucking tank.
No, actually,
but it was something like that.
Well, I hate to interrupt, but...
No, go ahead.
You know the National Firearms Act from the 30s, which is what bans machine guns, short-barreled shotguns, grenades.
Yeah.
So they held that up in a Supreme Court case on the grounds that you're only allowed to have weapons of war because weapons are for the militia. And to be a militia, you need a weapon of war. Which now they're saying the opposite.
Yeah, but an AR-15 is technically not a weapon of war.
No, it's not.
Right. So, and this is what he's talking about, but I'm like, because all he did is he said the weapons that we carried in war.
Yeah.
So that's really the only statement.
Those, yeah.
Well, he never went to war.
Well, that too.
So that's the problem. But again, it's one of those things where, you say it quickly, you're smooth.
Yeah.
This guy's just not smooth. But yeah, so, and that's what they caught him on. And technically, that to me is stolen valor.
No, wait, so to say weapons we carried, you could be saying, I'm referring to the entire United States?
Yeah, but sorry, if you're running for vice president, I want some details. Because he was in the National Guard.
Yeah.
He did train his battalion to go to war.
Yeah.
And then he bailed on them.
Yeah.
So, no.
I saw an interview with the guy that replaced him, and, he was calling him out, wait a minute, you didn't do that stuff, I did that stuff.
Yeah, so, guy's a piece of shit, but he's from Minnesota, so you want. Hopefully there's no Minnesotans listen to us, because you guys are all fucking weird up there. Although you did elect Jesse Ventura as your governor one time.
Yeah, what happened there? Wait.
So, okay.
And didn't they also have Al Franken as a senator?
Yeah, they did.
He's a leftist, but,
he
was not too bad as a leftist.
But he got,
the Me Too, yeah.
Yeah, Me Too.
Yeah, that's right.
But no, so Jesse Ventura, I read his book, because I'm not a wrestling fan, I never have been.
Yeah.
But I used to, no, it
was fun.
My wrestling was Jake the Snake.
Sure.
We didn't have the theatrics. We just had just the pounding and shit.
I don't think you're remembering what happened with Jake the Snake and and Hulk Hogan.
Maybe back in the 90s, but when I was a kid in the early to mid 80s, it was more of just a pound fest.
No, it was a lot less trash talk.
Right.
Although there was trash. You had Jerry Lawler, and
Roddy Piper. He got a little hyper at times, but it wasn't like the wrestling that the WWF or the WWE.
No, yeah, it's different. Yeah, it was different eras.
Yeah, so they progressed, but yeah, So I don't know. So I was a wrestling fan, and I'm like. They elected a wrestler. I'm like, really? But then I found he was a Navy SEAL, and then I watched a few interviews with him. Now, a lot of people didn't realize the dude was fucking smart.
Yeah.
I used to love watching him be interviewed in the quad screen on CNN, and Everybody in the quad screen thought Justin Ventura was a fucking idiot until he opened his mouth.
Yeah. No,
and all of them were like,
yeah.
he would just annihilate them.
So this, tell you what, this will be our Monero giveaway. I just thought of it. So there's 3 movies that contain 2 governors at the same time. Now, if you can answer that,
Does it involve prison?
You're not allowed to answer.
Oh wait, no,
because this is the Monero giveaway.
But I come from Illinois, though.
I don't care.
We had 2 governors in prison at the same time.
No.
I know. It was
2 governors are actors.
Okay.
There's 3 movies where 2 governors are on screen at the same time.
Okay.
So whoever gets those 3 movies, you win the Monero. And right now it's 0.01. No one's donated yet.
There you go.
But you'll get whatever is donated in the meantime.
Yeah, no, I just made that joke because Blagojevich and and White, not White,
Rauner?
No, the big white-haired old dude.
I thought it was Rauner that went to jail.
No, it was Blagojevich and the one before him. It might have been something like Jesse White. I thought Jesse White was a black guy, but maybe I'm confused.
I don't know. I was too young.
But ironically, when I lived in Colorado, Colorado has a couple prisons peppered around Colorado, and one was in Golden, Colorado. And the guy knew I was from Illinois. He goes, that's where your governor is.
Yeah.
I go, good, keep him. And he goes, oh, who else is in there? I go, oh, who? And it was Jared. From Subway?
From Subway.
He liked the people that didn't have 6 inches in their pants.
Yeah.
Do you know Subway got sued? They won.
Really?
Their sandwich truly wasn't 6 inches because the way they cut it.
Well, no, it wasn't just cut. It was also because it's a whole piece of bread. And you bake bread, right? So you have no control over how it comes out of the oven.
So you would measure it before it went in the oven, because that's when you can confirm that it's a foot long.
And they also got sued for not having real tuna.
Dude.
Which, I read this lawsuit, and it's complete bullshit. So when you cook food, the DNA is gone. Okay?
Okay.
So you can't take a cooked sample of tuna and send it to a DNA lab and say, what is this? Because there's no DNA.
Oh.
But who comes up with these fucking lawsuits?
But you also know their bread does not meet the definition of bread. That is true.
I think I saw that one somewhere.
They've never been sued for ordering anything because maybe they don't even call it bread.
Yeah, I don't know what they call it.
You call it a sandwich or something.
Sandwich loaf.
So if Jared liked the kids with less than 6 inches in their pants in prison, do you think he met somebody with a foot longer in their pants?
Probably.
Were there black guys in there?
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm sure he did. Come on, guys. I'm generalizing, but it's a good one. If you guys don't like it, us whites will take it over. I just don't ask us to prove it.
Jeez. Okay, so did you hear what happened to Kyle Rittenhouse?
Yeah, he was in the... Oh, yeah. He's like, I'm not supporting Trump.
Well, so he went on Twitter and he said he was going to write in Ron Paul.
Right.
Because Trump had some bad Second Amendment takes. And, right-wing Twitter just went fucking psycho. Which, this is another thing where, they make themselves look bad. You're in the lead and, you're throwing it away. These people love to lose. I don't get it.
Yeah, but, I mean, the only problem I have with that is...
I'm not supporting Trump. Come after me, cat turd, you bitch.
No. Kyle Rittenhouse had attorneys that were not doing a good job.
True. Then after the trial, yes.
But, they got flooded with cash, and the attorneys that he got won him that fucking case.
Yes.
I mean, without the money from the Trump supporters,
that doesn't matter.
That kid should be sitting in jail.
He doesn't owe them
shit. He should not be in jail.
But he doesn't owe them anything. Especially when Trump's the one making anti-gun rules.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Trump is not this fucking conservative, freedom-oriented icon. He's a an old-school New York Democrat.
Yeah.
He's like Mayor Daley from Chicago.
Yeah.
And people have not okay, so the left would always say, oh, Trump is a cult. He's a cult, right? He's a cult leader. You guys are a cult. And what they did to Kyle Rittenhouse is evidence for that. You're acting like a cult.
Yeah, no, I get it. But it's just, I guess I would be pissed off if I gave money to help this kid get out of trouble when he should never have been in trouble.
But you gave money because what was happening to him was wrong.
Yeah.
Not because he was voting for your guy.
I guess. Yeah.
Right? Who cares?
It's not one of my things. I got caught up in that story for about 30 seconds.
I thought it was really shitty because, why you can't just treat people like that. I'm not your little pawn that has to do what you say because you're slightly more famous than me and because I was in a shitty situation and I had to fight my way out of it. I mean, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, he kind of put himself in that situation, but as an American,
but
he had a right to be there.
Right.
And I did like...
I think he was a hero for being there.
No. Well,
I mean, how many times have you gone and cleaned up a ghetto-ass neighborhood? I don't do it.
Well, okay, so true, but the riots were in Kenosha, and I mean, we didn't say he crossed state lines. It's like a 10-minute fucking drive, maybe 15. But his dad lived in Kenosha. His mom lived in like
Antioch,
something like that.
Yeah.
But he was there to protect a friend of his dad's car lot.
Right.
But then he went and grabbed a medical bag to try to go give aid to other people.
Yeah.
And then they attacked him. So, I mean, it's kind of like the thing. I mean, he put himself in that situation. He left the other guys that were with him. He went out alone in a riot with a gun.
So I think they like kicked him out of the dealership.
Well, he was alone when he was getting chased.
No, he was with a group, and they like isolated him somehow.
Okay, because I remember him being chased, and then he fell, rolled over,
right,
and took his gun and got to work.
Right.
And I know he got hit with a skateboard, and I think I shot at him too. And that guy was...
Well, he never got shot off.
Oh, I thought there was somebody shot...
No one else got shot off.
Okay.
Gage had a handgun, so he had a concealed handgun, which he was not allowed to have.
And was he a pedo too?
No, he was not the pedo.
Oh, the one he killed was a pedo.
The two that he killed were the pedos.
Well, there you go.
And Gage was just a regular old wife beater. And he had a concealed pistol with no license, and I think he had a felony so that he wasn't even allowed to carry it. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that for sure.
I know he hit him with a skateboard.
No, Gage was the guy with the gun.
Oh, so there was 3 guys.
So there's 3 guys, yes.
2 of them got shot.
There was the pedo that chased him and grabbed at the rifle.
Okay.
He was the first one. Then there was the skateboard guy.
He made contact, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He took it to the chest.
It could be a deadly weapon at that point.
And then there was the jump kick guy who they never found, and that was the guy Kyle missed. That was the black guy. The one guy he missed was a black guy. And then Gage, so he pulled out a pistol, and Kyle had to aim on him already. And then Gage went back and said, no. Right? He did one of these. And then as soon as Kyle moved away, he grabbed his fucking pistol again. And then Kyle took his arm off.
Done and done.
And like that was the Perry Mason moment of the trial.
Yeah.
Where like they had him on the stand, and they're like, and it was at that point that you pulled your gun, and then Kyle shot you.
Right.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, trial over. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I didn't know he missed the black guy. That's good though, because that would have been a different outcome probably.
Yes.
Been a whole different situation.
They never found that guy, so they called him Jump Kick Man because he tried to jump kick Kyle.
one kick man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started listening to that story. It was just like I knew some of the facts to it at the time. And
I was really into it. Like
the media was just...
I watched the whole trial.
Oh, but the media was lying so bad.
Yeah. And all the video footage was out the next day. So like if you were paying attention, you knew the whole truth the next day. Yeah,
but that's the thing that didn't stop the media from continuing like they are now.
Yeah, they're still going with it.
No, not even the Kyle Rittenhouse, even like Harris. It's just flat out fucking lying.
Yeah.
The guy from Minnesota, they're just telling lies. Oh, speaking of, what is the JD Vance and the couch thing?
I don't know.
Somebody in his book, he talked about having sex on the couch, and everyone's like, no, that didn't happen.
Yeah, somebody said, yeah, I read the book, and that's not in there. No, I don't have the book. I don't have.
But then somebody said, what was in an earlier copy? But,
an earlier copy. Well, show us. I have never seen show me the printed page.
The first edition, they have to, it's going to be very valuable because first editions,
Okay, show me the page. Nobody has put up the page anywhere.
Did they say he likes having sex with the couch?
I have no idea.
Or I like having sex on a couch. I mean,
I have no idea.
I
don't know.
I don't even care. I like JD Vance, and if he's got a proclivity to a couch, go for it, brother. I mean, who am I to judge? I mean, because I prefer chairs. I do not prefer chairs. Stools, actually.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm so sick and tired of the line. I mean, like Harris is literally saying stuff that's not true.
Yeah, they all do. They all do. They always have done.
But these are easily verifiable.
They've always done that.
Man, it just seems worse. Maybe I'm more involved in it now, so maybe
it's that, blatant. But it's also the availability of information. Right back even in the 90s, there's no Google. right?
Yeah, but even the border czar thing. The media's like, she was not the border czar.
Yeah.
She was not the border czar.
Well, that's the thing is like they're still acting like it's the 90s where they control all the information, and they haven't realized that this information is already there.
They're showing the reporters them saying it, and they go, "Yeah, that wasn't me."
I know. That's the thing is they're living in the past. They haven't adapted to modern technology. They just don't get it.
Yeah, because that's how Hillary Clinton got caught with that bag of deplorables. Somebody had a recorder. There was no cameras in there.
Yeah.
So she thought she could get a little freaky. And somebody had a tape recorder in there. And then she called the Trump supporters a bag of deplorables.
Yeah.
And...
they're living in the past. I mean, it's... Like I said, they have no plan. They have nothing. They're just fucking idiots. And they have momentum. That's all they have. They have a lot of money.
I don't think... do you think the polls were actually even anywhere near right?
Polls don't mean anything. Like, what is a poll? Have you ever been called by a pollster?
Actually, I did.
I've never been called.
Starting 2 years ago, probably because I was running for office. I think I mentioned on the show before.
Oh, yeah.
What political party? Libertarian? Oh, we have no questions for you.
Well.
Really?
Yeah, but so then... I've never been called by a poll that, like, asked about Democrat, Republican, Independent. Like, who the fuck... So someone tell us, have you been called by a poll? Have you answered? Like... I don't know anybody that's ever been polled. So where are they getting these numbers? I think they're just making it up.
Well, they are because what they'll do is they say they'll call a heavy Democrat area if they want it to be positive for the Democrats.
Yeah. Well, why even do that? Why bother? It costs money to call people. Just make it up.
Well, because in 2016 the polls were showing Clinton's going to sweep it, but then if you notice in October that was slowly shifting, and the reason they did that is on election day they can go, well, see, we were right.
Yeah.
But you lied the last 3 months. Well, yeah, but I mean, we're right. We know what it counted. Man, I mean, it's so frustrating.
I think they're just making it up. I don't think there are polls.
Why are politicians allowed to lie like this?
What do you mean? They can say what they want. It's free speech.
No.
Why do you believe it?
They are saying in their official capacity.
No, they're running. They're running as candidates.
No, but I'm even talking about Congress. Like Schumer. That dude is just flat out. Like, didn't they punish Schumer?
They censored somebody.
Or is that Shits, the other guy?
I don't know. I have no idea. Raskin or...
No,
who knows?
was...
But they all do it. That's all they do. That's all they've ever done.
They should be impeached for that.
But why are they going to impeach themselves? I'm going to impeach you for lying when I'm a liar too? No. Vote for me. I'll get in there and impeach them. How about that?
Okay. There you go. Everybody vote for Dave. I mean, he will be going to Congress as a freshman. He'll get the office of the basement.
I'll still fucking draw up articles of impeachment with every single one of these fucks. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I don't know. The line just gets to me.
Did you hear they primaried Cori Bush?
Yeah. Oh dear God. They lit her fuse.
Oh man. So like all these squad people, as they call them,
dropping off like flies.
I mean, they were the fucking the bee's knees and the media's darlings.
Or they're the ones that do.
But then they crossed the wrong group of people, which I'm not going to say who they are. But
Pelosi? No, Pelosi likes them.
No.
Oh, she doesn't?
No, I'm not. That's not the person they crossed, or the people they crossed.
Oh,
you don't know? You don't know?
No, I don't.
So like they're anti-Israel.
Oh, the Jews.
Yeah. So I didn't say it.
So the Jews came out.
Ron said it. I didn't say it.
So the Jews came out of the tunnels and got to work.
I didn't say that. Ron said it. Don't cancel me.
Oh, speaking of Jews.
Oh God.
So the Polish have screen doors on submarines, and the Jews don't. So you know how Kamala Harris is doing this white women for Harris, white men for Harris.
Yep.
Really kind of disappointed there, the dude. Jeff Bridges, kind of a little disappointed, but whatever.
Oh yeah, well, that's another thing.
You be you.
We had on the last show.
I know. I know. I didn't want to do it again.
Well,
but now they have comics.
Yeah.
For Harris.
White comics or just comics?
Comics.
Okay.
I mean, and it's like Rosie O'Donnell was on there, which
she's not funny.
Holy shit! No, but have you seen her?
Yes.
She looks like a Mack truck.
Yeah.
But Ben Stiller was on there too.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, he's very leftist.
He used to be funny.
You know, I actually like some of his movies early on were great, and his dad was an amazing actor.
Oh yeah,
you know who his dad is?
Jerry Stiller.
But he's on King of Queens. I mean, that character in King of Queens was just fucking amazing.
Mr. Costanza?
No, he was
on Seinfeld. He was on Seinfeld.
Yeah, no, but he was also on King of Queens.
I never watched that.
Oh, he was the dad, so he was like a main character. He was on like every episode. Huh. He had some screen time, and his comic timing was just. The only one that did it better was Jake from 2.5 Men when he was like 6. The cutest kid who turned into like the ugliest, hairiest dude. His comic timing, I'm sure there's cameras and editing that did this, but that kid had some chops. But so Ben Stiller is talking, and he's like, how do he word this? You have to watch it because I'm gonna screw it up. But basically, what he said was, well, you know, I'm white and Jewish, but I've always wanted to be black. Yeah. Most white Jews want to be black. And everyone's like,
okay,
what?
No, he did do blackface.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder.
But I mean, everyone's like, because I think even Crowder's Jewish. He must be, because he's like, what the hell? But yeah, I mean, all these Jewish people are like, no, we might want to be black when we're dancing, but not as a whole. Oh yeah, I mean, their credit score would go to shit. Sorry, that's it. If I had an old friend of mine watching this, he would get that joke, because I used to hang out. His name was George Wilborn, and he's a black comic, but he's also on a syndicated news radio show.
Okay.
A morning show.
Yeah.
So we were neighbors, and one day he walks in. We only know each other like a month, but you know, he's a black guy, I'm a white guy, but we got along. And he walks in, he goes, "Hey, you look like a racist." I'm like, "Yeah, so?" He goes, I need you to be a character on my radio show. I go, "Okay." So we sat down, we did the call in, we did the speakerphone. It was by him, like, he's like, you need to be a suit salesman, and I'm coming to buy a suit. We just have to act it out. He goes, "It's just improv." He goes, you're pretty quick at stuff. So the one part he really liked is because I had to be racist to him because black guys don't buy suits.
Okay.
And I'm like, "Oh, can I help you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm here to buy a suit." You know, he's talking to the black guy. I go, "Man, you're not going to buy a suit. You probably saw one of your baby mamas walking down the street. You dipped in here to hide from her. You think I'm going to waste my time with you?" And then at the end, he's like, "I'm calling a lawyer." I go, "Well, I'll sell them a suit." But it was just really fun. But he hung out with a group that eventually I started hanging out with. It was all black guys. They were the Black Masons.
Okay.
And they eventually I started hanging out with, but the first time I walk into the party room, and there's like 7 black guys in there, and George is one of them. And my hair, because they had called up because the door wasn't working properly, so I had to go and fix the door. And I walk in there, he makes fun of my hair. He's like, "Ryan, man, you look more like a brother with that haircut." I'm like, "Oh shit, I better fix it because I don't want to get arrested and lose my credit score. And my credit's going to drop down." And I'm like, inside my head, I'm like, "Please laugh. Please laugh. Please laugh." And they did. They were actually a bunch of cool guys. And because in Chicago, we didn't.
No, yeah.
It just wasn't, I mean.
We had people, so I would go to the Horseshoe in Hammond, Indiana a lot to play poker. And it was a lot, it's a very black area.
What, Hammond? No.
Yeah. Well, East Chicago, Hammond.
Yeah, Gary.
And like some of them were fucking hilarious. Like there'd be one guy there, and he would do like this super serious, like Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Like, "Would you motherfucking call me? You being a racist?" And you'd be sitting there like, what did I do? And then like he would let you in on the joke, but he was so good.
Yeah, it's funny because I mean, grew up in Chicago, and I mean there were some tensions with the black and the white. It wasn't anything a lot of it came from, like, a lot of my black friends were raised by their grandparents.
Yeah.
Now, if you're black and you're in your 50s and 60s and 70s back then, you kind of have a right to hate white people a little bit. I mean, you weren't a slave, but we also weren't that nice to you either. So some of them just got it ingrained into them, but they also easily forgot. That's like when the Jesse Smollett thing happened. A black friend of mine living in Seattle, we're both like, "Yeah, that shit didn't happen."
Yeah.
that ain't true. There were so many holes in that story. Plus, he left the noose on his neck until the cops arrived. What? But you know what's funny is I used to go to Detroit a lot.
Yeah.
And was the Arts District? No, the Painters Row. They have a neighborhood over there. That's kind of where all the casinos are.
Yeah. And Greektown is...
Greektown.
Yeah.
It's Greektown. And it's kind of like, if you're white in Detroit, really the only area you want to go. Second funny story I'll tell you in a second. But we were hanging out at some of the nightclubs in the casinos or some of the bars, and it was different.
Yeah.
The black people and the white people, it's like man, we're all fucking struggling here.
Yeah.
We all got sucky lives right now. We're all in the hole, and it was like a bond they all had. And so there was no there was no racism.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Detroit's got it, but it was just it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But my second story with Detroit this is before 9/11. I guess it really makes no difference. But I used to go to Canada, Windsor a lot. America too, in Canada, because it's completely different. Windsor is more Americanized than anything else in Canada. And there's two ways to get in, the bridge and the tunnel. So it was Sunday morning, we're packing up, we're leaving, we're driving around, Windsor, and I see Tunnel to America. And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, we're taking the tunnel. So we jump down the tunnel, and we pop up in Detroit, and I must have missed a sign. And this is really not when GPS was that readily available.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, thank God it's Sunday morning. Oh, dear God. Yeah, man, they used to burn down their city every Halloween.
Yeah.
Devil's Night. Man. But yeah, no, I love Detroit. I've
never been to Detroit proper. I've been like the suburb areas.
So I do a weird thing when I travel. I always leave early so I can take state roads home.
Yeah, I love doing that. Yeah.
If you ever get a chance from back in that area, go to Detroit and take the old 94 home, I think it is.
Okay.
There, because the auto workers had families.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of auto workers there, in the 60s and whatever. So there's all these amusement parks kind of peppered down the road that are just rusting away.
Right.
And some of them you kind of get in, walk around, take some pictures. But it was really cool seeing those old amusement parks kind of, because I'm a geek when it comes to like old shit like that. So
interesting.
All right, we are hitting the hour mark. So
So let's get into the
you want to do your
teaching topics?
Go for it.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about urban navigation, navigation and safety mostly. So what is it? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's being able to navigate in urban environments safely without getting lost. And it's very easy to get lost in a city, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of buildings everywhere, a lot of noises. There's not really a whole lot of landmarks that are real close to you. So you got to be able to figure out, how do I get from where I am to where I want to be? It's mostly important when you're traveling, especially in foreign countries.
Yeah.
But it's also important for your home city. Because a lot of people, they've never seen their entire home city. I mean, being from Chicago, it's literally impossible to see the whole city. It's fucking massive. One thing you want to be able to do with this information is be able to get to a destination using multiple different routes.
Okay.
So now we talked about in the situational awareness episode, which was on episode number 9. If you want to go back and review, like one of the things to avoid people following you is to have multiple routes.
Right.
So now with urban navigation, you're kind of like leveling that up to when you're maybe driving or doing a larger scale system to have multiple routes. And it's also good for you, right? Like you said, you can see those amusement parks and history of the country and all that stuff. So some basic tips. One, go back and review episode 9, situational awareness. So a good one is to take note of major landmarks and how they're positioned in relation to each other.
Yeah.
So like, let's say you check into a hotel here in Vegas. You want to know, look at the skyline and say, what are these big buildings and what do they look like in relation to each other? So, for example, on the south side of the strip, we have the Luxor, which is a big black pyramid. And at nighttime, it shoots a giant light in the sky, which you cannot miss.
Because you can see it from space.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're anywhere in the city, you will find the Luxor, and you'll know where the strip is. So, I mean, that's one simple thing to do right there. And then, so the other thing you might want to take note of is on the north end of the strip, we have the stratosphere.
Right.
Which looks kind of like the Space Needle in Seattle. So, if you're looking out at the strip, and you see the stratosphere on your left, and the Luxor on your right, you know you're on the west side of the city.
Yep.
So you can easily navigate yourself around and realize where you are. And if your memory's not so great, like snap some photos, right? So if you're at the entrance of your hotel, snap a photo of what it looks like, and then now you can maybe show that to someone and say, here, I'm trying to get to this hotel. Where is this in the city? And maybe someone might be able to help you. So one thing you want to do if you're in a foreign country is also learn some of the basics of the language.
Yeah, definitely.
So you can ask those people for help, right? So some words you want to memorize is American or whatever country you happen to be from, right? So I'm an American. English or the language that you speak, right? Hablo inglés if you're in a Spanish-speaking country. Police is a good word to memorize.
Yeah.
Now, like, we're not fans of the police here on the Canary in the Cage, but if you're in a foreign country, that's the most likely people that are going to be able to help you. They're on call 24/7.
Yeah.
They know the city, right? They're very friendly to American tourists because you're spending all your money there, right? They love you. Taxi is a good word to know.
Yes.
Now, you got to be careful with taxis in foreign countries because some of them are shady people.
Get kidnapped.
But if it's a marked car with like a big, taxi sign and a phone number and all that stuff, it's probably okay to trust them.
So you don't think the criminals will figure that out?
Well, it still
No,
costs
I know,
money
yeah.
to set the car up that
Yeah.
way, right? So if they're a good criminal, then maybe they've earned it. I don't know. Food is a good word to know, right? Where's a restaurant? Where's a grocery store? Whatever. Hotel, bathroom, and then another good phrase is "I need help."
Yeah.
Right. So in Spanish, ayuda would be help.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. So always have some backup cash on you, and put it somewhere where bad people aren't likely to look. Maybe in your sock, in your underwear. Just have something that if you find yourself in a bad situation, you can still spend money and get back to where you need to be. So one thing you might want to do is learn how to use a paper map and bring paper maps with you of the place you're going to be. Because a lot of people, they rely on their phone. Their face is always glued to their phone. And guess what? Phones cost a lot of money. They're targets for stealing. So if you have your phone out in front of your face, you're going to attract pickpockets and thieves and other things like that. But if you have a paper map, you look like a broke-ass tourist that they're going to leave alone, right? So learn how to use a paper map. Spend the $3, whatever it is, and use the paper map. Then you have a nice souvenir when you get home. Right?
No one is going to be able to fold that and put that back in their luggage.
I don't care. Well, then you throw it away.
Yeah.
Or burn it. Or
No, it's good advice.
Yeah.
But you cannot refold a map.
I can do it.
Show off.
Anyway. So one thing you might want to do is learn the history of the city you're in. Because that can actually help guide you to where you're going or where you are and whatever. So example, Chicago has a huge, rich history. I know we talked about, on one of our episodes, the neighborhood of Streeterville.
Yeah.
So now if you understand the history of Streeterville, that might help you in knowing the neighboring areas, what kinds of bad people you might expect to be there or not to be there. Where your
bad people like who?
I don't know where your hotel is in relation to Streeterville, that kind of thing. And it's also for your own benefit, right? Because learning history is fun if you do it properly, right? Like I know in history class in school, it's like, in 1848, Senator blah 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 did this and passed the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act and like you just fall asleep and that's boring. That's not history.
But Chicago is a good example because you've got the Sears Tower kind of to the south and Hancock kind of to the north.
Right.
So unless you're in Streeterville, you might get confused on that one, but you're just going to get wet because you're walking right into the lake.
Or the other thing, you might know that Chicago had a big fire in the 1870s. And there are still neighborhoods that survived that fire. And some of the wooden streets are still there.
Yeah.
So like if you see a wooden street and you know about the Chicago fire, you can be like, oh, I'm in this neighborhood, right?
I think it's Chinatown now, isn't it?
Well, the current Chinatown didn't exist back then.
No, but the buildings didn't exist, or the Chinatown didn't exist?
None of that. Well, Chinatown didn't exist, and none of the buildings that you see there existed.
Okay.
Like it was all like wooden farmland bullshit. The Chinatown's actually an interesting story that we should get into sometime.
Okay.
But yeah, what else we got here? So just some safety tips. Leave your valuables at home or in your hotel. Like your passport, your phone. I like to not even bring my phone when I travel internationally. So we went to Mongolia with my wife, and they stopped us in the Korean airport because we had to stop over. Like, there's no direct flight to Mongolia, and they said you have to show us your phones. And I'm like, I don't have a phone. What are you gonna do, right? And because they will check you, and in other countries you have no rights.
Yeah.
So
I'm an American.
Yeah, well, I don't care. Show us your phone. Yeah. So if you don't bring your phone, then they can't look at your phone. Now, if you absolutely need a phone, one thing you can do is try and get a phone that has a dispatchable, or what was the word? Detachable battery.
Yeah.
And then rip the battery out, put the phone in your check luggage, and then take the battery on your carry-on.
Okay.
So that way, if they open up your luggage and look at the phone, they can't turn it on. They can't do anything. And then you just have a useless battery with you. And then when you get to your destination, you plug it back in, and boom, you're ready to go.
Got a phone again.
So
okay.
And I know like a lot of people like to have their phone on the plane so they can listen to music or whatever the fuck.
Read a book.
Read a book, dude. Read a book. Read 1984. It's a good time to study over that one.
Yeah, that's too scary, man.
And that'll last the whole plane ride. It's about an 8-hour read.
Because you're gonna be scared and crying a lot. Like, holy shit, this is true.
But yeah, like your passport, leave it in the hotel. Only bring what you're going to need with you as you're walking. And then if you do need to bring something valuable with you, get like a vest or a hoodie that has inside pockets or zipper pockets.
Right.
Because pickpockets look for stuff like that, and they look for easy targets. So don't make yourself an easy target. 511 is a really good maker of vests and jeans.
Oh, okay.
And they have tons of pockets everywhere. Inside pockets.
The pants somewhere they're tactical.
Yeah.
So I've got like 10 pockets on this. They're more for clips.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could tuck shit in there.
Right.
You wouldn't even know because like this pocket.
Exactly.
Then I got this pocket here.
Yeah, they don't see
then
that.
That's good advice. Yeah.
So put stuff in inner pocket, like hidden pockets, inner pockets, zipper pockets.
Yeah, I was painting a picture with my words.
So here's a good one. Only drink from sealed containers.
Very good.
Okay, so this is a fairly common thing, and what actually got me to do this topic was a buddy of mine was in Guatemala, and he goes to a bar, and like they have it's like a restaurant and bar, and he orders a beer, and then he wakes up on a bench somewhere else, and he had no money, no phone, nothing. Right, all of it's gone.
Do you have his passport with him, or is it in the hotel?
His passport was in the hotel. So
smart man.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you order a beer in a foreign bar, ask for the bottle. Now, I know like people like draft because I guess the flavor is different.
Yeah, if you don't clean that draft, dude, those drafts are nasty.
if you're in a foreign, like if you're not in a reputable bar,
fuck a foreign. You're in Vegas.
Get the bottle.
Your fucking taps,
and make sure you either open it yourself or you watch them open it because people slip shit in drinks. Apparently,
you're gonna wake up on a park bench with your butt hurting.
Yeah. He has all of his organs, I believe. So, one thing, another thing, like learn the common scams, right?
Yeah.
So, different scams are popular in different areas. Like it's not all the same thing. So here in Vegas, there's a couple of popular scams. Like they do the 3-card money bullshit.
Yeah.
Which like that's a scam. You're not going to win. Okay.
No, you'll win the first couple times. Well, you got to build the confidence up.
Yeah. And the other thing they do, there's like guys dressed like monks, like Asian monks, and like they'll try and give you a bracelet, and then like if you take it, then they'll like try and hawk money out of you. It's a stupid scam.
What's the girls that all the like feathers and shit?
Yeah, that's sort of a scam too. Like they'll say, "Hey, come take a picture," and then they pose, and then they try and get you to like
$50 each girl, and if they don't give it to them, they will chase you down the fucking street. I don't care. I'd just be walking like some bitch behind me.
Well, the good thing is a lot of them are fat now, so they ain't gonna chase you very far.
COVID weight?
No, they've been fat for a while.
Oh,
it's I don't know what's going on, but none of the Magic Mike dudes, none of them are fat.
Right.
Like, they're all ripped and shit. Like, where's all the fat guys? With the fat girls, why can't I have fat guys?
Should I go to Magic Mike?
Maybe you should. So now here's one you're only going to get on the Canary in the Cage podcast. Start playing some open world 3D video games.
Oh, yeah. I like that, yeah.
So things like Grand Theft Auto, Minecraft, Fallout, games like that. So the reason you might want to do that is, so the way these games work is that they're massive open worlds, and they give you a mission that says, go to this other part of town or go to this other city or whatever, and then you got to navigate your way over there.
Yeah.
So what this does is it helps your brain to formulate these navigational pathways.
Yeah.
So, when you're out and about in your own city, your brain remembers that stuff, and it helps you remember things in the real world, too.
Well, they also teach in Grand Theft Auto, if you punch a hooker, you get her money.
That's true. Now, we're not recommending that you do that.
You don't punch a hooker. But they're just girls trying to make a living like the rest of us.
But it might work. I don't know.
No.
I've never done it in real life. I've only done it in Grand Theft Auto.
But actually, though, I mean, I really, it bothers me that brothels are not allowed across this country because every city has a hooker walks.
Yeah.
And I drove for Lyft a lot, and I didn't drive here in Vegas, but dude, I've seen some nasty shit on the hooker walks. I'm not saying the girls,
right?
But fuck, they have no safety.
Yeah, well, because they can't go to the cops.
Yeah, but I mean, because wherever there's hookers walking, there's an open air drug market. There's this, and there's that. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, that's it. I'm pretty much finished up unless you have questions.
Well, no, you did remind me of something I wanted to talk about. So we have the hacker convention in town.
Yes, it just started today.
Yeah. So one question: are you walking the strip with your phone on or off, or do you care?
I don't think they fuck with you on the strip. Like, they only fuck with you if you're in the convention area.
See, I had heard that they have so maybe it's just a convention area, but they have a wall of shame. Then they break into your phone, you get put on this wall of shame.
Nice.
And do you know what their number one target is this week or this year?
No idea.
It's been something ever since this place opened. I'm like, I want to see this hacked. And I mean, they said this without me saying, because this is their thing. They must feel the same way I do. The Sphere.
That'll be fun.
I want to see porn on the Sphere.
I can see it from my apartment.
I want to see boobs and dick. I don't care.
So I'll be the first one to report it if I see it.
Oh, get a picture of that. I guess one of the news people in town called the Sphere, and they didn't return their call. But if I was a Sphere, I would go dark this weekend because they are coming at you.
Just turn it off.
Yeah, but no, because when they first opened the Sphere, I'm like, oh my God, I cannot wait till this is hacked. But now I don't know. I mean, is it possible it's not hackable? I mean,
no,
they don't have.
Of course, it's not possible. I
mean,
what if
the system is not?
It's not air. It can't be air gapped.
Why not?
Because so like, let's say you've air gapped it to be in the Sphere only. Well, I just walk into the Sphere and then hack the machines physically.
Yeah, but does the machine truly have to be on the? Yeah, because the images they post way too many images to have that.
I mean, like, it doesn't have to be on the internet, but again, you can physically target the device. Like, it's a big ass, huge building, right? They're not watching who goes in and out of everything, so.
Well, somebody be a hero and hack the Sphere. And I don't care what you put on there, but make it funny.
Yeah.
Make it funny, make it entertaining. All right, where are we at now? We are almost a minute 10, or past a minute 10.
Well, that's up to you now.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do real quick. I did the most amazing segment last week when I forgot to push the record button. Actually, I'm pretty sure I pushed it. I don't know if I don't know. Who knows what the hell I did, but it's my fault. So suck it up. Basically, I want to talk about fermenting food. There's a lot of value to fermenting food. One, it can go in your prepper cabinet because you can keep it for, I believe it's good for like a year and a half. And then there's also health benefits from fermenting food.
Yep.
Because through the fermentation process, you get that's where the health benefits come from. And if you want to practice on something to learn how to ferment first before you really dive into the food, go buy some beer making equipment. It's pretty much the same process. Learn to do that through the beer because one, you're not investing in any food, and you might get a wonderful surprise at the end. You might get some beer, but the fermentation process is pretty much the same. You add your yeast in there, so you basically just want to get in there and learn. The most important thing is cleanliness. Keep everything clean.
Yep.
Any bacteria, you will find out. It's not botulism. It's going to explode. You're going to find out real quick that you messed up. But yeah, I mean, like vegetables, that kind of stuff we ferment. I mean, we all know what sauerkraut is. We all eat some fermented sauerkraut.
Yep.
But there really is some amazing health benefits to fermentation. So you got the longevity of it as well. Because there's canning, but I've never canned before. I mean, I watched my parents can when I was a kid, but I never canned. So, but fermentation, I don't know. To me, it's just, I enjoy it. If I'm ever not feeling good, I'll usually eat some sauerkraut, and it does help. You can do carrots. What was the whole list I had last week?
I know we talked, bread, like sourdough bread.
So, bread, you can reactivate the yeast in bread.
What do you mean?
Okay. Oh, what you're saying is a starter.
Yeah, keep a starter. Yeah.
So the reason I started making beer was I had heard a story about prison wine.
Okay.
They would just cut up fruit, throw it in a bag, put water in there, and throw a couple slices of bread. The water would reactivate the yeast, and I'm not saying it was good. Yeah. But I'm like, if they can do it with that, I can do it with beer.
Like fruits will naturally ferment over time. So like every once in a while, like if you buy blueberries or cherries or strawberries, every once in a while you'll get one that's like started fermenting.
So not all fruit has there's certain corn strains that have yeast in them.
Okay.
I don't know if all fruits have yeast in them.
It naturally ferments.
Oh, it grows. Okay.
So it's like just the bacteria in the air. Like a lot of times it'll just form mold. But if it gets the good bacteria, if the good bacteria moves in first, it'll just start fermenting the fruit, and like you bite into it and it tastes like wine.
Probably not good wine.
Oh, I would know.
Oh, that's what you don't know what good wine tastes like.
But it doesn't taste offensive.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Well, the important thing is, kind of take some classes, some YouTube stuff, find a reputable source, learn how to ferment. If you've got stuff in your garden, maybe start fermenting your garden stuff. Maybe even buy stuff at the store. Because, we don't know. I've talked about this before, but I've kind of died off on it. We don't know if there's going to be a food shortage or not. World War III breaks out, which fuck, I don't know. Yeah, so you may need to stock up on food. And it's funny, because Tucker Carlson had a prepper on this week.
Okay.
And I watched, it was actually really interesting. The guy goes, well, I can can meat.
Yeah.
And even Tucker Carlson, I think I told you the story before, where I won't eat meat out of a can.
I'll eat it.
And the prepper goes, you can meat? He goes, yeah, I'm not eating that though.
It doesn't taste, well, I've never had canned meat like that, but I've done like pemmican and other preserved stuff, and it doesn't taste very good.
I've always had salted ham, so I guess that's a similar thing. Every barn in America's got a ham hanging from it.
Yeah, but ham is fucking good.
No, I've eaten ham. So it's kind of the same. Like that, I will eat. It doesn't need to be in a fridge. It can be hanging in a barn.
Right.
But when it's in a bottle and it's in your cabinet next to your soup, I don't know. It's just more of a mindset thing.
One thing I started doing was kefir water.
Yeah.
So I was talking to a waitress at a restaurant I go to, and she was talking about kefir water, and I'm like, well, how do you do that? And she's like, well, you get these little grain things, which they're similar to like vinegar starters.
Okay.
They're like little gelatin cubes of bacteria.
Oh.
And you put them in sparkling mineral water with fruits and sugar. I use honey instead of sugar.
Good choice.
And it ferments over a couple days, and then you have it's similar to kombucha if you've ever had that. It's got good probiotic bacteria. It doesn't taste too bad. The fruit helps cover it up. I mix it with iced tea, so like.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, I think that's it. Really, fermentation, but it was just kind of like an intro to it. So
yeah,
if you like it, get a book. There are some good videos online. But I do recommend trying it. And the thing is, if you do it and you don't like doing it, you benefited from it. You learned something.
Right.
So, and you might actually have food when we don't have food left in the country.
Get some of those mushrooms from Mike that was on the show, and ferment those. Yeah. Fermented mushrooms.
No, it's funny on the Tucker Carlson show. So this guy was like more of like a full-on prepper, like he preps ammo and guns and stuff. And, not that we don't, but not to that level. And he was like, he goes, people need to understand you need a rifle with your handgun. He goes, apparently him and Tucker Carlson live in the same area. Uh-huh. It's either New Hampshire or Maine-ish.
Okay.
They weren't, they're somewhere in there. And the guy goes, he goes, because if, we don't live that far from New York, and if there's a food shortage, they start coming at us, we got to start being able to pick them off as they come at us. So when the few get to us, that's when we can go to our handguns. And I'm like, oh, people think I'm crazy on my podcast. Not crazy like it won't happen, but it's like, once you get into this mindset, it's just like you kind of want to explore what can happen.
Yeah.
What could. And prepare for it, and I'm not saying go out and spend thousands of dollars, but have a good rifle, have a handgun. You don't need a room full of ammo, because ammo does go bad.
It depends where you live. If you're out here in the desert, that's never going to go bad.
Because he was saying put one of those little gel packs in there.
Yeah.
To keep some moisture issue. Yeah. I actually did not know that.
Yeah, you get a nice airtight can, and when it's dry out, that's going to stay forever.
Okay.
But if you're in a wet area, you got to take care of that.
Yeah. All right. I think we're about 1:20, so I think that's good enough for tonight. I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Thank you for joining us at the Canary in the Cage podcast.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share us to help build the community.
You can find us at Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app, and even on the dark web at I2P.
Thanks for listening, and see you next time.